Well, today we're going to be looking for hidden treasure. Wow. The Bible tells us a few details about this, how important it is, and how we can find it, where to look for it, what it is. So it's very nice to define, hey, what are we looking for? What is it? What is it? A pot of gold or is it something else? And yeah, I know that we've done archaeological projects, my wife and I, over in Israel, and when we would find literally would find a pot of not of gold of silver and bronze coins, and so yeah, wow, hidden treasure. It was a big deal. So but we find the scripture mention of hidden treasure. Now today we're going to define what and where that is. Hebrew tells us that ve hayetem li zegula, and you are my own treasure. Now Jehovah is speaking to his people here. Wow. He declares the people of God to be his treasure. Vehayatem, plural here. Li, for to me, belonging to me. Zegula, a treasure. So this is it's a hint as to what this hidden treasure will be. And it's as we notice, it's a Gimel Lamet word right here, noun here, zegula. And in other words, it's something, it's a treasure, something that has to be wrapped up in a circular way. It has to be wrapped up, has to be enclosed in something in order to be hidden. And I've compared here Megillat Sefer. Okay, so you have Gimel Lamed as well here, Megillah, and this is the rolling up of the scroll. So I have the name here, Megillat Sefer. The rolling up of the book. Sefer is the things that are listed out in a list. So the rolling up of the list, the book. So Sefer, Megillat Sefer, I think it's one of the Psalms here. And it's defined by the way the scroll is rolled up. So the rolling of the scroll makes it a scroll, and the Sefer makes it a book. It's a list of things that is in there. Exodus 19, verse 5 tells us, Ve'ata im shamoach tishmou bekoli, and if now, im, if you are listening, to listen, you listen. So this is a doubled up the time of shemem in shemem adim. Going to be an infinitive here, introducing an indicative verb. So to listen most attentively. Okay, this is when you double it up like this, it emphasizes it and makes it say, "You will listen, most certainly listen." Bekoli, in my voice. Shemaratem, and then you guard, you watch for it, carefully keep it. Direct object marker. Bariti, my covenant. Barit, of course, a well-known name for covenant, and Bariti is my covenant. Behayatem, and then to you will be, you are, li, for me, zegula, a treasure. Mekol ha'amim, from all of the peoples, you are a treasure from all of the peoples. Ki, because for me, kol ha'aretz, because to me belongs the whole earth. It's a possessive. These are both possessives here. Li, for to me, belongs to me, belongs to me. For belongs to me, the whole earth. Possessive use of the preposition here, the lamed here, lamed of possession. Ki li kol ha'aretz, because to me belongs the whole earth. And it's zegula here. This is this word right here, zegula. Ki Yaakov v'har lo, Yah, before Jehovah, Yah here, very short abbreviated form of Jehovah, and it's really kind of throws us off. You're trying to use a shorter form here, so it's best just to use the longer form of Jehovah here, even though this is the abbreviated form of it. So it's probably an indication somewhat later formation of this psalm here. So Ki Yaakov Bahar lo, because Jehovah Bahar has chosen Yaakov for him, for himself. Okay, lo, again, another possessive thing here for this pronoun right here. Israel le zegulato, Israel as his treasured possession, his treasure right here, treasured of him. When you tack on the end of the pronoun on the end of this thing, you'll reduce this to a construct word then. Okay, zegulato, in his treasure of him. Okay, for his treasure of him. We get on here to Malachi. Az nibbaru yere Yehovah ish et ra'eu, And as those who are speaking or spoke to one another, Nebaru, reflexive nifl here, speaking to each other. Yare, those who fear, fearing of Jehovah. Each man, yet with Ra'u, with his friend, with his partner, with his neighbor, okay, one to another. This is a very common. We see it all even in Genesis 11 when the people are speaking to each other, can't understand each other's languages. You know, that's each Ra'u. See that phrase there in Genesis 11 at Tower of Babel. Yekshav, and then Jehovah notice, pays attention. Okay, Yekashev, Yeshama, and he listens. Yeshama, prefix. Both of these are prefixed first person, third person prefixed verbs here, and the indicative verbs here. Yekashev and Yekshama, and then they took notice and he listened, paid attention. Yekatev, and then wrote Sefer Zikron, to write a book of, and we saw Megalat Sefer. This is Sefer. This is a book of Zikron, of memories. So to Zikar is to memory. Zikron is emphatic nun on the end of here. A book of memorial book, remembrance. Okay, here memorial book, remember books. Putting the list of the people who are saved. Lefanei, before the face of. Le'rei, those who fear Jehovah. And we've seen this, it's repeating here. Yorei, Jehovah. Yorei, Jehovah. So we see here again. This one does have a lamed on the front of it, the preposition here, in order to see Jehovah. Le-u, ule, hot zive, shemo, and in order to hold high regard, have great plans, great ideas, okay, great thoughts, okay. So Hoshev, Chetz Shin Bet, see the middle of Isaiah 55, used very extensively in a highly agglutinated manner. And we see it here too, okay, Le Hoshev, Hoshev, Shemo, in order to have high regard for his name. Remember it through the name Heshbon, the city of the Transjordan, and we also see it in Genesis 50, where the plans that Jehovah has are much higher than the plans that Joseph's brothers had. So there was a high comparison there. Hoshev of God, wow, that's great, but Hoshev of people to each other often doesn't turn out so good. So Lehoshbe Shemo, for to have high regard, high plans, great ideas, great thoughts for his name. And this expression here of Jehovah, Jehovah says, okay, V'hayu li, and then they will be for me. Amar Yehovah says, affirms Jehovah. Shevahot of the hosts, highest host. La Yom Asher, on the day which I, Anihi Oseh, Zegula, which I will make that treasure. I will preparing that special treasure. Okay, Yotse Zegula, preparing that treasure. Veha ma alati, then as I have compassion, alachem, on those. Ki asher, just as Yamalo has compassion, ish, a man, al bene, on his son. Aved, who serves, who works for him. Aved is serving, or can also be slavery. Aved, to be in service. I'll talk for him, to him. Malachi 3, verse 18, and this closes off this particular chapter here. Shevatem, ve'ruatem, b'nei, bein, sadik ve'rasha, bein ovdei, Elohim le'asher lo ovdei. And so they will return, or you will return, and you will see, Abain, and then you will see between Tzedek, the righteous, and the evil, the wicked, Bain, and between those who serve Elohim, those serving Elohim, and those who are not serving Elohim, not serving him here. Okay. Le'asher lo avdov, we're not serving to him. And the scene here of this, him is Elohim here. Brings us to the passage we're heading for in the New Testament, and in Matthew 13, we find a parable of Jesus, and he's comparing what the kingdom of heaven is like. Now, we have to remember in Matthew, kingdom of heaven often is a substitution for God. So when you see active kingdom of heaven, oh, that's the workings of God. And so this does clarify it a whole lot. We tend to think of the kingdom of heaven as being the treasure. However, we've been looking at segula all along quite extensively, time after time after time after time. And we'll have to reach the conclusion, no, the treasure is God's people. And the kingdom of heaven, as God buries his people for a while, keeps them safe, holds them down in a certain place. And man finds it. And then in his joy, he's really happy. I've found these people. Wow, these are mine. He sells everything he has, buys that field. In other words, he put everything into what he can do to rescue those people. And very much a great expression of how God has sent his son to rescue us. We are the treasure, and he has sent, and he spent everything he has, everything that's important to him has been put into the person of Jesus, who died on the cross for us, so that this field becomes available. The treasure here will become available to God. So God has put an enormous effort into earning us, to getting us, and finding us as his treasure. We are the treasure of Jehovah, and that is something God has sent his son to find for us. Kingdom of heaven, like a treasure, zegula, buried in a field, a man found, reburied. Then in his joy, he goes, sells everything he has, and he buys that field. Wow, put everything into recovering that treasure. And again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant in search of fine pearls, pananim. When he's found a precious pearl, he went out, sold everything he had, and he bought it. Wow, same thing. He's putting everything he can into rescuing that pearl, and that pearl happens to be us as well. Same thing as the zegula here. And again, the kingdom of heaven is like a large net thrown into the sea. It collects every fish. When it's full, they dragged it to the shore, sat down, gathered the good fish into containers, but they threw out the worthless ones. And so it will be at the end of age. The angels will go out to separate the evil people from the righteous people. And we have the difference here. Bein Sadiq ve le Rasha. And this is also a quote from the last part of Malachi. There's always a separation of the evil people from the righteous. And that will happen at the end of age. At this time, in this world right now, we have to live together, live in very hard sometimes to try to live in harmony with the worthless ones. But we're in it together for now. But there will come certainly a time when the evil ones are separated from the righteous ones, the Rasha, the Sadiq, the righteous ones are separated from the Rasha. And it's inverted here. You have this evil and righteous. Here you have righteous and evil. So Sadiq ve Rasha. And so the righteous are gathered in, brought into God, and the evil ones are tossed out into perdition. So take that to heart, then serve Jesus and follow him, and know that you are zegula. You are that treasure that has been bought by the blood of Christ. So live a grateful life because of what God has done for you. Until next time.